Hey guys, I just thought I'd do a little vlog here. I just got back from my brother's house. I'm just gonna grab my laundry here, probably make something to eat and go to bed. Upload this vlog later, so you guys won't be seeing this until probably tomorrow or the next day. Okay, it looks like we have a problem. That's the machine that I put my laundry in, and my laundry's not there. Maybe somebody put it in the dryer for me. Well, it's not in this dryer. Okay, great. Okay, so I totally have no laundry. Somebody stole my clothes, and how can my day get any worse, right? Well, hey guys, Chris from TheVeganZombie. I'm really excited about today's episode because we're talking about zombies. And what better time to talk about zombies than Halloween, which is right around the corner. Now, if you're familiar with our main channel, you've probably seen zombies running around in some of those videos. And we all know zombies aren't real. So how do they look so real? Well, we're gonna take you behind the scenes and show you a makeup tutorial from beginning to end on how to make your own zombie. So this is going to be Zombie 101, how to make a zombie on a budget. Today I have with me good friend and makeup artist Cody Snyder. For those of you that are familiar with our zombie episodes, you've probably seen his work.
Hi guys, I'm here with my victim, Sarah Darlene, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, especially if your victim has long hair, is have them put it up and get it out of the way before you start your makeup. What you'll need is some liquid latex. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting a little patch on the back of Sarah's hand just to make sure she doesn't have any kind of allergic reaction, because some people might. This is a good way to make sure they don't melt or explode, but she seems okay, so we're good to go. And you'll need some makeup sponges, some cotton balls, and they're incredibly cheap. Get them pharmacy, dollar store, wherever. So what I'm doing here is I'm separating the cotton to make it easier to work with, and I want to start pressing it into the latex, and I want it to be as saturated as possible. I don't want any little dry spots of cotton left. I want it to be nice and sticky and ready to work with before I start applying it to her face. So just keep pressing it in there. It's gonna be messy, but we're making a zombie, so. So now I'm starting to apply the latex and cotton to her face. And what I'm essentially doing is creating a one-time use prosthetic, something that has a similar effect to what you would see in most zombie movies, except it is much, much cheaper. The overall goal is to get that gnarly, emaciated zombie look. So to achieve that, I'm focusing on applying the latex to the most pronounced features of her face, like her cheekbones, and here like the bridge of her nose, and her jaw. And it helps give me a good base for creating depth and shadows when I start detailing her face more. So anatomy is very important when doing this. Having a good sense of, you know, things on your face, like the fatty parts of your face, like those are going to be the things that are going to waste away first when you're a zombie. So what you're going to be left with, looking at the skull is a very good reference to kind of go off of when you're kind of confused where you should be applying the high points of your one-time zombie prosthetic. So if you're ever confused, just look at the skull. I'm sure that'll help a lot. So here I'm just continuing to apply it to her jaw, blending the edges as much as I possibly can. I want it to be as smooth as possible. If it's a little chunky, that's fine. She's a zombie. It's not gonna kill anybody, or will it? So it's incredibly easy to get off. Once it dries, it peels off. It may stick a little bit, but if you wiggle your face while you're pulling, it should be all right. Soap and water to get everything off, makeup, grease paint, things like that. You'll be fine. So here, Sarah is dramatically drying the cotton latex mixture, getting it ready for the makeup, grease paint that we're gonna be applying pretty soon. So here I have a pretty run-of-the-mill Halloween grease paint. This is vegan friendly. And if you're not sure whether or not what you're using is vegan friendly, you can look at the ingredients, go online, and just make sure, or you can make it yourself. So the color that I'm using is kind of unusual. It's what I had in my kit's all I had left, so, but that's kind of exciting for me. It's more challenging and it's more fun to create a different character, not your typical or usual zombie you would see. It has a nice kind of yellowy jaundice, almost like she's just been embalmed effect to it. So You want to cover the face as much as you possibly can. At any part that you see that seems nice and healthy, nice and fleshy, you just want to cover that up. Bring it up as far as you can to the the hairline, get in all the little nooks and crannies of the latex and cotton combination that you just applied, and just get a nice solid base to work off of. So I left around her eyes empty because I'm going to be applying a different color makeup, and I don't want it to get too muddy, having different the orangish yellow kind of mixing with the other colors I'm going to be using. So that for now is left blank, and I'm just continuing to fill in spots, little areas that I'm noticing, bringing it down her chin and down her neck, and here I'm applying her chest. And especially when working on a female, depending on how the costume is, whatever parts of the body is exposed, just make sure you ask before you start applying it for obvious reasons. And getting under her nose. So here is a really basic bruise wheel. You can find that at any Halloween store. If you can, for some weird reason, you can get online. And now I'm applying it to that empty spot where I didn't apply makeup, or the base to, under her eyes. So I just want to create as much depth and shadowing as I possibly can in her eyes. I want them to look as sunken in as possible, and I'm doing the same thing with her temples. I want those to look really sunken in, giving a nice illusion, nice shadow. I'm doing the same under her cheekbone as well. This particular zombie makeup isn't incredibly elaborate. I probably wouldn't do like any photo shoots with it, like anything with extreme close-ups, but it's great for like a short film, like a YouTube video, for instance. This is similar to lots of the makeups that I've done for past Vegan Zombie episodes, and it's incredibly effective for like shots in the dark, mid-range shots, things like that. It's great for costume contests. It's really good makeup for Halloween parties, trick-or-treating, things like that. It looks great in dim lighting. So here I'm just continuing to add some shadows, depth, and make her skin look a little bit more splotchy and a little bit more zombie-ish on the neck. And the neck is an important part to help sell zombie makeup. I'm highlighting spots where I could kind of poke my finger into, any spot that would kind of naturally cast a shadow. I want to highlight and accentuate that as much as possible. I want her trachea to be really prominent, and I'm focusing on trying to highlight her collarbone to make that pop too. You want her to look really skeletal, and that'll help sell the face too a lot when everything's combined. So, and what I'm using here is a really pale concealer. It's also vegan friendly, and same with the other stuff. If you're not sure, just look at the ingredients, look it up online. And I'm highlighting the spots of the face. Basically what I did when I was applying the liquid latex and the cotton ball mixture. I just want to try to soften everything a little bit, try to blend it together a little bit better. And what I'm doing, focusing on the cheekbones. Any spot that light would hit more than others is where you would want the lightest parts of your makeup to be. So here I'm going back and I'm darkening under the cheekbones where her cheeks would be sunken in if she really was wasting away. Just adding little touch-ups here and there, lightening it up over the bridge of the nose. I'm just highlighting her brow area to help make it look more prominent. You can see she's already looking more sickly. As you can see, it's already kind of starting to come together. I'm going back, I'm adding some more of that concealer, the paler stuff, and focusing on the higher parts of the face. And you can see it's really starting to look more undead. Now I'm going in with a Q-tip to help with some of the finer details, and sometimes it tickles. You can poke people, you can tell right there. And she tries to eat it too. So anyways, I'm just going in little areas in the nose, trying to make it look a little bit more sunken in and dead, not just like a nice shiny healthy nose. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to make the brow have a little bit more of kind of a scowl look and look a little bit more sinister. And it reads really well from a distance. I mean, you notice that right away. it looks menacing and it looks intimidating. So I'm also adding some dots, some splotches, just to kind of break up the skin, give it a kind of unnatural pattern to it. So I'm just touching up some spots, adding some highlights, and that's about it. That's your zombie on a budget. So hopefully you guys liked it, and leave comments below. Tell us what you think. Show us some pictures of your own zombie makeup, and leave it on our Facebook page. So thanks for watching, guys.
I'm not really a zombie, I'm a vegan.